today we are in the company of Jess Varnish, just turned 20 years old, cycling star not just of the future but of the present, because she has had a pretty good last few weeks, and perhaps Jess, you'd like to explain exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, I've just got back from Melbourne in Australia and Colombia, where we had a World Cup in Melbourne, and Vicky and I got a silver in the World Cup team sprint, which I was really happy about because we got 4th at the World, so it's a very big step up to go on to get a silver. And then we travelled all the other way around the world back to Colombia and for another World Cup in Cali. And we went on to win the gold there in the team sprint, which we were really happy about, and it's setting us up well for the Manchester World Cup in February and then on to the Worlds in March. Now
Vicky, of course, is the one and only queen of the track, the face of Hovis, Victoria Pendleton, and you're very much hoping that you and she will team up, or at least you will be part, and probably her, of the Olympic sprint team for London 2012, which, as you know, is not too far off.
It's not now.
And you won your first ever senior gold, didn't you, in Colombia?
Cali,
And what did you do in Melbourne? You didn't just win a silver, did you? You did something else as well. You personally achieved something quite spectacular.
Yeah, it was the fastest standing lap set by a British girl, which is, I was very happy to get that, but I'm not going to let that play my mind too much. I just want to get faster and faster and race against the other riders from other countries, really.
Fantastic. Now, what's it like cycling alongside Victoria Pendleton? Now, presumably she's the mentor, she's the girl you look up to. Yeah,
she is. She's, you know, the fastest female sprinter in the world, which is obviously amazing to have in the GB team, let alone in the team sprint with me. So it is amazing, and it's always something that I aspire to, and it's really great to look up to.
But here's the thing, and you seem like a really nice girl, Jess, but one day you'll be wanting to take Victoria's crown, won't you?
Yeah, absolutely. We had a sprint race together we met each other in the quarterfinals in Melbourne, and it's a best of 3 race, and I managed to pip her in the first race.
Did you?
I couldn't believe it. You know, I've been trying so hard for years now to be there and be
How did you do it? Did you go from the front, or did you take her?
I went from the back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was from the back in the first
race. That's the one, for those who are not sure what you're talking about. It's where you play cat and mouse, and you go at a snail's pace, and you go up and down the ramp, don't you? And you look over your shoulder, and it's all about the timing, isn't it, of your attack?
Yeah, and it's also riding to your strengths. So like other riders wouldn't ride how I ride; they'd ride to their strengths, and vice versa, really. Now
in Beijing in 2008, of course, the British cycling team absolutely cleaned up. So Chris Hoy, Victoria Pendleton, Bradley Wiggins, Rebecca Romero, and a whole stack of other team goals and other medals as well. So you would have been what, 18?
Yeah, I was 18 then.
Just left school?
I think I was 17 actually when the actual games were on. And yeah, I was just at school still, and I was watching everything on telly. My dad was texting me while I was at school, letting me know exactly what's going on.
Really? So whilst you're sort of doing your maths or your English, you're getting a text
and saying, "Oh, Vicky's won a..." I think actually it was the national championships when I was a junior, and literally I rode up onto the line, and there was an announcement. You know, I was going for the sprint final at the junior national championships, which obviously is nothing compared to what I'm doing now, but it got me where I am today. And there was an announcement saying that Victoria Pendleton is now the Olympic champion, so obviously that spurred me on even more. You know, she'd won it while I was also competing at the same time.
Now, why are you a cyclist? I mean, you could be anything in life, but there is a reason, partly, why you've I mean, there was always a chance you'd be a cyclist, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And the reason why is because
my dad is a very keen cyclist.
He's a bit more than a keen cyclist.
Well,
don't play him down.
He was a world champion.
He's a world champion. My dad was a keen cyclist. You mean he was a world champion?
I don't want to big him up too much.
Well, he's a world champion. How much more can you big him up?
Yeah, he was a world champion.
In what?
In Cycle Speedway, which is a very also very sprint event.
What is Cycle Speedway exactly?
It's on a very short track, flat, no bankings, and it's also very tactical and a lot of elbowing going on. But it's just sprint, you know. So that's probably where I get it from. And also, when I was younger, he didn't ever push me into it. I just was watching my dad compete, and I just really, really enjoyed it. You know, I was in it, watching it from a young age, and I just wanted to be up there doing it myself.
So what does he think of you? Is he tell you where you're going wrong all the time? Does he support you? How does it work?
Yeah, he supports me very well, and obviously I've got a coach now. My dad coached me when I was younger, just getting me used to cycling and enjoying myself is the main thing. when you're young. So now I've got a coach, he's had to take a step back, but I always go to my dad and he gives me a bit of mentoring and helps me washing my bike and things like that.
Okay. Now, the plan is 2012 team sprint.
Yeah.
Victoria will obviously, she won't assume anything, but she'll clearly be planning to have the individual sprint nailed down for her. And there's only one place, isn't there, which is a huge issue because unlike in Beijing, when Britain could enter more and therefore often doubled up and won gold and silver, this time it's only one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
It is a shame, yeah. But I've just got to. We've got more events now, like in Beijing, sprint females only had the sprint. Now we've got sprint, team sprint and keirin, so it's tripled our events, what we've got in the Olympic Games.
How about the keirin for you? Thought about the keirin?
Yeah, I like the keirin, but obviously we've still got Vicky there, who's been keirin world champion.
Yeah, she's going to be hard to dislodge.
Yeah.
However, worst case scenario, you're 20 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so 2016, 2020.
Exactly. Hopefully, I've got another 10, 12 years left in me.
Yeah, there could be. You could go to 4 Olympics if it all goes really well.
Yeah, hopefully.
Now, the other thing that's interesting is that, assuming that Victoria's got one of the 2 places in the team sprint sorted out, it looks like there's going to be a really good scrap for the second place, because there's you, and you're in a good position right now, aren't you? But there's also, well, you explain, there's at least 2 other world-class sprinters out there.
Sinead Reid, who's a world BMX champion, so obviously she's going for it, and she's been a world champion
with Victoria. Before, she's done it, hasn't she, before? Yeah.
But I can't think about that. We've also got Baker James, who will be going for it as well. But at the end of the day, I've just got to concentrate on what I'm doing, and hopefully I'm going to be there above the other girls. Control
the controllables, huh?
Yeah.
London 2012. I mean, that's going to be so exciting, isn't it? And in front of a home crowd as well. I mean, hopefully we've got a World Cup here in Manchester, where we're speaking now in the Velodrome, coming up in February.
Mid-February.
And then you've got the World Championships in Holland. So are you, is the plan to be part of that World Cup in February?
I'm going to Manchester World Cup in February. So now I've just come back from, obviously, Melbourne Carly.
Yeah.
And just getting back straight to training. Didn't have any time off. Just want to get straight back into it.
Yeah. To do what? The team sprint again?
And to do the team sprint in Manchester.
Yes. In the World Cup events, yes.
Yeah, maybe the sprint.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. Hopefully just the team sprint.
Try and see if you can nick another leg at least off Victoria, huh?
Hopefully.
I mean, basically, if you were to win the individual sprint, you're probably going to have to beat Victoria, aren't you? At some point, quarters, semis, final.
There's also a lot of other girls out there that are, incredibly fast and a lot more mature. Because
she's still the one to beat, though, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. So, hopefully I'll be in the team sprint.
Fantastic. And just if you could explain to people how do you follow up Beijing? It's almost impossible. Except we've still got pretty much the same characters from Beijing, and okay, they're a little bit older, but they're still going really well, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then there's you lot as well, coming up thick and fast. And there's you, and there's Lizzie Armistead, and there's a lot of guys who people are predicting great things for.
Yeah, you just obviously you build on hopefully we're going to build on what we did in Beijing, and the guys are still there that got 3 gold medals, like Sir Chris Hoy and Bradley Wiggins. So they're still going to be going to London 2012, and they're still going to be up there, and they've seen from World Cups, they're as strong as they were and they can be. So it's really, really exciting, and hopefully it will go to plan.
Sir Chris Hoy, how does Dame Jessica Varnish sound?
Sounds good. Just got to get the results.
Just got to win the 4 gold medals, haven't you?
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. Well, best of luck for the World Cup,
Thank you.
And we'll be keeping an eye on you, because we think you're going to go a long, long way, and just keep up the hard work, and I will catch up with you soon.
Thank you.
With you soon. With you soon. Now in the. With you soon. The now in the. The now in the. With you soon. The now in the. The now in the. With you soon. The now in the. The now in the. With you soon. The now in the. The now in the. With you soon.